Hello, hello, welcome to another episode of Umineko. Um, we are on, I believe, episode 11 of End of the Golden Witch, the fifth arc out of 8. Oh boy, we're getting there. We might get to episode 6 today. I don't know that for sure. It's been a busy day, but now you're relaxed and chill. Nice. Yes, the battle between Wet Skeleton 1 and Wet Skeleton 2. I stand by what I said. Actually, Lamafort, who drops by sometimes, agrees with me that skeletons are in fact wet and that people are basically wet skeletons. So, yeah. And she works with like bones and stuff. So, if anyone knows, I had it confirmed by a professional. Wet skeletons. Anyway. Okay, first order of the business was we skipped the intro. And then we stopped the intro from repeating constantly. And then I put my eye patch on because I feel like it today. They had, yeah, real world wait, because, yeah, I was correct. Hey, hey Mr. Cat. That's how I'm gonna keep you two apart for now. Hi, how are you doing? How's it going? Yeah, we have two cats in here now. Which is very amusing to me. Listen, you can never have enough stray cats in your channel. Well, you probably could, but I'm not complaining. Okay, so let us start off with... Sorry, I'm laughing, but I'm not going to explain why. Nah, I think this is enough cats for now. I need to stop. I need to be serious right now because content warning. Content warning for Umineko. This arc in particular. Character deaths, detailed descriptions of gore and body horror, child abuse, discussions and mentions of suicide and misogyny. Most of these aren't going to be super apparent in this episode, I don't think. I'm gonna have to redo a little bit of the content warning for episode 6 once we get to that. So I'll repeat the newer one if we make it that far today. I don't know if we will. But this episode, as in the stream episode, is gonna focus on I should start at where we, like... Yeah, I should start at the beginning. Not the beginning. There's no time for that. Last time, our protagonist, Battler, fucking died. I cried. Because of course I did. He died on like a metaphorical level because he stopped thinking I can't solve this mystery. And that basically killed him. However, with some help from his friends, he started thinking again, started going back through all the games, and suddenly it hit him. I understand. I have figured out the mystery. The biggest mystery of all. And in doing so, he has become the territory lord of the game board, which is basically he's taken over from Beatrice, right? He's now the witch slash sorcerer in command because he has solved the mystery. Yes. Okay, so he was pinned down by a red sword, Delanor's sword, and it's now his, the sword, and it is gold. So that's badass. Basically, Battler wakes up after dying and comes back to life like a phoenix, kinda. And then starts a theory battle with Delanor, claiming that he is the culprit. At that point, Erica interjects and's like, that causes a lot of holes in this story, and challenges Battler to a fight, and that's where we left off. We went through the beginning for about 30 minutes. Do you want to share what you figured out, Kat, or are you gonna keep it to yourself? Feel free to share. It's okay if you don't wanna. Also, if I made some audio changes, so if the music is too loud, please let me know. That's what Kinzo said. Oh, do share if you want. I'm just taking a quick sip of tea. You think they're the... Interesting. That's all I can say, because literally any reaction from me is, you know, gonna potentially spoil things. That's very interesting. Alright. Mr. Cat, please. Also, maybe... Yes, no reaction. Oh my god. Okay. Focus. Also, I put these on YouTube, so... yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. Alright, let's do a little bit of... No, I'm just gonna start. I was gonna be fancy and like redo the bit from last time, but I need to warm up my voice a little bit. In her hand, there appeared a scythe, like one Grim Reaper might hold. Goddamn. Bad start. A ruthless scythe for reaping everything that threatened her theory. That's all the warming up chance I get.
It's only possible for the crimes to have taken place during a single hour after midnight. During that 1 hour, you were in the dining hall of the mansion. Therefore, it was impossible for you to commit the crimes.
God, she's scared. This sprite scares me. Oh shit. It has not been specified that the time of death was during the single hour after midnight. Therefore, it's possible that the crimes didn't occur between midnight and 1 AM. Oh my fuck! Okay, that's so cool. Sorry, I'm not sorry, that was amazing.
I'll speak exclusively about the murders in the cousin's room. It is impossible for the crime to have been committed in the cousin's room between 1 AM and the time of the crime's discovery. Glenor, now. Nox's 8th. It is forbidden for the case to be resolved with clues that are not presented. If the crime actually was carried out in the cousin's room, clues must have been shown. Because clues were not given to the detective, Lady Erica, who was on the watch for any abnormalities inside that room until morning, such a crime is impossible. The time of the crime discovery refers to the point at which I let out a scream and everyone gathered there. Even if it was impossible to kill them before that point, it was possible to kill them afterwards. He's finally thinking. Battler used a blue flash to deflect both of the red truths that Erica and Glenor had flung at him. Which was, up until now, not a thing that you could do. Erica's eyes went wide. After all, what he had said was completely absurd. At that time, they still hadn't been killed, even though corpses were lying there with their necks sliced open. The deaths of the four in the cousin's room have been declared with the red truth. Are you trying to use a witch illusion? Are you trying to resurrect George and the others to use the concept of magic even though they were dead at the time?
I see. Since you believe they were dead by that point, it must look to you as though the dead are being brought back to life. So this will probably be magic to you. In that case, I won't be the one to take the next shot at you.
Shut it. How often do I have to say it? The deaths of the four in the cousin's room have been declared with the red truth, and their dead bodies were witnessed by a large number of people. And it's already been declared with the red truth that no examination of any corpse is ever mistaken.
Take that, dead people. Erica, you're such a bit... Oh. Sorry, it's my boy. It's my boy. And it's my favorite song in the whole fucking series. I'm gonna... My tea's getting cold. I need to take a quick break to, simp. He's so fucking cool. To what point in time did that red truth refer? Have you forgotten, miss? The fierce shower of red was blocked by a magical barrier set up by Ronave, who suddenly appeared right in front of Babylon. Now that Beato is gone, the demons shouldn't have been able to manifest themselves in the real world. However, he existed here, and calmly dealt with Erica's attack. I'm hyped.
You, Ronove, how did you get here? Well, who cares? This all works out nicely. Now there's no need to go looking for you. I'll capture you here and deny your existence too.
Yeah, good luck with that. I'll leave it to you. Teach her that you can't control everything with a single, arrogant truth. Yes, Your Majesty. Well then, allow me to spar with you for a while. Go ahead, miss.
The red truth pronouncing them dead refer to what point in time, then, according to you? Are you saying you can pinpoint that? You can't pinpoint it, so you can't disprove that it declared them dead at the time of the crime's discovery.
When this court was opened, Lady Lambda Delta made a proclamation. She said this was a 24-hour answer session or midnight answer session. I'm not sure where they're going, but okay. This was a midnight answer session. They were pronounced dead at midnight on the second day. In other words, at the end of the game. That does not deny the possibility that the murder occurred after the morning of the second day, after the so-called discovery of the crime. Yep, that's true.
Then, you're saying that the victims were alive at that time? Even though their necks were sliced open?
It is a technicality, it is true. Did you see that yourself, Miss Detective? True, it has been said that no examination of any corpse is ever mistaken, no matter who performs it. But it has never been said that there is a rule against describing something other than a corpse as a corpse. Erica swung her scythe recklessly, but Ronave blocked everything with elegant gestures made with the shield on one of his hands.
So, at that point in time, no one was dead? Are you telling me There weren't even wounds on their necks? But in that case, why did Balor scream?
Never leave your feet unprotected, little girl.
Shinomiya Kinzo is already dead at the starting time for all games. Huh?
Yeah, actually... Shit. No, the green text, hold on. I remember how this works. We did this last time as well. I'm hitting the wrong button. Very scatterbrained today. Green text means that there's like an additional bit of trivia for us. I think I skipped some of these on accident. Oh, I don't think I did actually. Keep your feet protected is a reference to a line in Dragon Ball that achieved meme status in Japanese, spoken by Kami/Heroes/Shen in a fight against Yamcha. So in this case, Erika's Yamcha. Just so we know, yeah. Okay, but now I feel compelled to draw that, so I'm gonna make a quick note of that. In case I forget. Because I feel like that would be very funny. No, not her feet. You know the Yamcha meme where he's like dunked into the earth and just lying there? That, but with Erika. Not her feet. That would be very specific. Anyway, tangent over.
Huh?
Alright. I'll go look up the picture at some point and I'll send it. A pitch black hole opened beneath Erika's feet and swallowed her up. She could probably see through to the other side of the hole. It was the same thing you'd see if you looked down through the skylight on the ceiling of this cathedral.
Leah!
Yes. Virgilia could already be seen in midair inside the cathedral. Smothered mate. As Erika fell from the heavens, Virgilia was right below her and thrust upwards with her divine spear glowing blue.
Shouldn't you rethink your reasoning? Kinzo doesn't exist. Therefore, the way for the bodies to disappear in your theory breaks down.
Correct. Unless someone other than Kinzo makes the corpses disappear, your theory unravels. Gamut?
This is nothing.
What does gamut mean? Is that a typo? Sorry. Virgilia's blue divine spear skewered and pinned Erika in midair. Erika struggled, filled with hatred, but she couldn't get it out easily. Then, all around her, several small, fast things clanged off the walls and surrounded her. Please don't all talk. 7 people manifested at once. If they all talk, they're all gonna talk. Then I have to remember the... It's always hard to remember which I gave which voice to.
We are the 7 Sisters of Purgatory. Know this, foe of our master. You lowly paperweights. After George's death, his body was never moved. After Jessica's death, her body was never moved. After Maria's death, her body was never moved. After Rosa's death, her body was never moved. After Genji's death, his body was never moved. After Krause's death, his body was never moved. Therefore, the bodies couldn't have vanished after being discovered. Your theory about Kinzo carrying the bodies away breaks down. They all talk. Erika screams. And so what? Even without Kinzo, I can explain how the corpses I have to revise my theory. Me, the detective? Even with Kinzo's existence denied, Erika was probably capable of escaping this pin by making only a small revision to her theory. However, to her, having to revise a theory she had already created was extremely humiliating. Looks like you toyed around with her plan too much in order to corner Natsuhi like that. You played around too much with your reasoning. At this point, your master isn't the only one who can speak of Kinzo's death with the red truth. This is what you get for playing around in the witch's darkness. Know that, Furudo Erika. Of course, even Erika had doubted Kinzo's existence from the beginning. However, in the trial that had taken place before, no one except Firmcastle, as well as Lambda Delta, who was going along with her, had been capable of denying Kinzo's existence. And because of the willful silence of those two, she had been free to shape the truth about Kinzo in any way she desired. She never expected that Battler would become a witch, a sorcerer, capable of using red without proof. However, she had her own Inquisitor who could also use red without proof to counter. Delanor? Nox's second. It is forbidden for supernatural agencies to be employed as a detective technique. If you intend on showing that Kinzo has died with the red truth, I demand that you present evidence of a human truth supporting such a statement. Forgive me, you crazy old bastard. Go forth, Battler. Step over my dead body. Ugh. That's not a pleasant sentence to say. That's it. Presentation of evidence. I present a body which can be identified as Ushiromiya Kinzo. Can you prove that this is Ushiromiya Kinzo's body? No matter how much it resembles him, unless you can prove that it is him, it is possible to claim that it is a substitute corpse from someone else. Can you show that it is Kinzo's body with human truth alone? In this one case, I will treat any rebuttal that uses only the red truth as invalid. Ooh. Oh goddamn, Lambda, please. Please leave me alone. Easily the hardest voice to do. Oh. Any counter with the red truth will be invalid? That's novel. Why is she like that? I made her like this. It may be true that the existence of third-party corpses has already been denied with the red. However, if saying that in red is forbidden, Battler has nowhere to turn to run to, even.
Should have got honey and lemon tea. Yeah, I have mint, so that's close, you know, but... Oh, thank you. I think it fits her, and then it's extra scary when she does sound interested. Because, Burn kind of terrifies me, I'm not gonna lie. At least with Lambda, you know she's crazy. You know she's out there, I guess, and Burn's like, seems like she could be an ally, I guess. But she's just as bad as Lambda. She just hides it better. Okay, tea finished. Sorry about that. That's right. In this closed-off Rokanjima, there is no objective way to show that this corpse is grandfather's. And that itself suggests the possibility that this corpse is a body double. This unidentifiable body cannot serve as proof of Kinzo's death. I remember some stuff about Kinzo that makes this a little tricky. Oh I take... Too late, I already said it.
Checkmate. My theory is rock solid.
Said what? Okay, yes, that's the spirit. Delanor had sealed off the Red Truth as a means of proving that Kinzo's corpse had been shown. Even with the power of witches, Battler couldn't argue back. How are you going to prove that the corpse is Kinzo's if the Red Truth is sealed? It's impossible. It can't be done.
Not with red or blue, right?
Sorry. That didn't sound like Lambda at all. Alright. I guarantee that this is the corpse of Ushiromiya Kinzo. We have a new text alert. Then, when Delanor met with Balor's golden flash, she was unable to fully block it with either her red longsword or her blue short sword, and she was blown backwards into the air. It was a direct hit, without any miscalculation. Though she had always seemed as firm as a small giant before now, she was finally blasted away and slammed against the wall as though she was the slender girl she appeared to be.
Delanor, what are you...
A splendid gold truth. It is valid.
Gold truth?
The golden longsword, which had been drawing red and blue trails before now, finally drew a trail which retained its divine golden color. The truth it showed was neither red nor blue. It was gold truth. What is that? Lambda, does this follow the rules?
Yes. Gold truth. Valid. The gold truth can only be used by the territory lord of this world. No. Only by the game master himself. What did you say?
Gold truth. A divine truth woven in a different fashion than the red truth. Its strength is on par with the red truth. It may sometimes be inferior, but it is sometimes superior. That brilliant shine is the proof that Balor-kun has truly understood Beato. I've shown it. Shown that the corpse is grandfather's. Yes. Gold truth. Accepted. Unless Lady Erica's theory undergoes some revision, it will be destroyed. What the... Erica cried out in pain. It wasn't the pain of her body being impaled. It was the pain of her own theory being defiled. I see. I thought this was nothing but a mishmash of narrative tricks. Just when did it become... What a crazy string of great works.
Valor, it would be beyond boorish to say more. Even without saying another word, you've made your truth about the corpse's disappearance fully understood. Yes, what you're thinking of doesn't conflict with any of the red in this trial so far. I completely understand and accept your truth based around the revenge of the man from 19 years ago. I proclaim your truth established.
What the...
Why is that, great Lady Lambda Delta? He still hasn't explained everything. I still have many ways to argue back, like Hideyoshi's locked room, the seal in Natsuhi's room, and the button in the closet. You still think it's possible for you to argue back against Valor?
Only Erica, the one who was supposedly so intelligent, couldn't understand. She couldn't understand that Balor had already found the real truth. Grandfather's absence has therefore been proven, and the dishonorable relationship between Aunt Natsuhi and grandfather has been removed from consideration. Aunt Natsuhi is pure and faithful. I won't permit this vulgar tale you're all so fond of. Balor could... Furthermore, because doubts have been raised about the time of death for all who have died so far, the alibis for everyone besides Aunt Natsuhi are null and void. The argument that crimes couldn't have been committed by anyone except Aunt Natsuhi no longer stands. Glenor, who must have risen to her knees at some point, slowly stood up. The flash from the golden longsword was still carved deep into her chest. Though pain didn't show in her expression, her awkward movements clearly showed how serious the damage she had taken was. Even though she herself knew that this spelled the total end of the match, Glenor didn't abandon her duty. However, in the cousin's room, you witnessed dead bodies which were impossible to misidentify. Are you trying to say that was a falsehood? Nox's 7th. It is forbidden for the detective to be the culprit. The detective is obligated to have an objective point of view. Your theory violates this obligation. Furuto Erika is the detective in this game, not me. And by Nox's 9th, observers are permitted to put forward their own conclusions and interpretations. Nox's 8th. It is forbidden for the case to be resolved with clues that are not presented. Until now, you have been the detective. Was it ever shown that you were not the detective this time, and that you were an observer with a subjective viewpoint? Unless it was, you do not have the rights to falsify your point of view. In this game, when I figured out the device of the Epitaph's riddle, I witnessed Grandfather. As has already been shown in red, Grandfather doesn't exist. It was impossible for me to witness him. Therefore, it has already been shown that my viewpoint wasn't objective. It is possible that it was just a sheet or something fluttering in the wind and rain, which you mistook for Kinzo. It cannot be used as foreshadowing to form a basis for Nox's ninth. Mistaking things for something else is a right permitted to all observers. There's the red truth which Beato showed during the 4th game. No person would mistake Ushinomiya Kinzo by sight. It's the red truth Beato used to counter my blue truth claim that someone disguised themselves as father, and thereby made it seem as though he had appeared. In other words, on this island, anything which might lead someone to visually mistake something for grandfather, including someone else pretending to be grandfather, cannot ever work. The scheme Aunt Natsuhi once put together to make it seem as though grandfather was alive only involved her saying things like, "He was here just a second ago," or "He's in his study alone now," cleverly exploiting the relative's blind spots to pretend he was there. She never tried to make anyone mistake something they saw for grandfather himself, so there are no contradictions. If she had tried to dress one of the servants in grandfather's robe, it would probably have been seen through in an instant. It has been guaranteed that none of the characters in this tale would mistake something for grandfather by sight. If someone still claims to have seen grandfather, it becomes a falsehood. Everyone is permitted the right to falsify their observations, but there is one person who does not have that right, and that person is the detective. Because of the right granted by Nox's ninth, everyone is allowed to mistake a sheet in the wind for something else and talk mistakenly about what they saw. However, mistaking it for grandfather in particular is not permitted in this game due to the red truth. So, once you have claimed to have seen Kinzo, it was no longer misrecognition, but intentional. In other words, this disproves the objectivity of your viewpoint, is what you are saying. In this case, unintentional misrecognition is not permitted by the rules of this game. However, it is possible to intentionally lie about seeing something you never saw. And that is an action not permitted to a detective burdened with the responsibility of an impartial perspective. One of these days, I will learn to say the word detective without stuttering. Forgive my crazy argument. This is the end. No, it is all right. I don't think I have a choice. I can only keep it. Also, thank you. If a man like you had been in the world... Oh, this is Delanor. If a man like you had been in the world, you would surely have protected the fragile truth from any kind of arrogance. Faced with the tyranny of a single plausible truth claiming to be the sole truth and exterminating all the fragile others, you would surely have protected the real truth. Balor's golden longsword drew a massive blue arc, as though splitting the heavens. I am glad to have been able to fight with you. Therefore, my perspective in this particular game is based upon the 9th commandment, not the 7th. The fact that I claim to have seen grandfather is proof. The noise which rang out across the cathedral was the sound of Delanor's longsword clattering to the floor. Simply letting go of that was the same as resigning to the proud Delanor. Though the blue trail Balor had drawn was aiming right for the top of Delanor's head, it stopped a hair's breadth away. If it hadn't, Delanor would probably have been annihilated without leaving a single scrap of flesh behind. resign. I give up on denying your truth. I've paid my debt. My respect goes to your father. The Decalogue was neither arrogant nor judgmental. Respect to my father. Delano sat down on the floor and completely abandoned her will to fight.
What are you doing, Delano? Shameful. Pathetic. You stupid half-wit of a murder doll.
I added 2 words that weren't in there. I can't read.
You've tainted the honor of your own father. Shame on you. You still call yourself Mystery's Wedges? You're surrendering to magic? The history of the mystery genre forbids it.
You're the one who doesn't understand a thing about mysteries. If you see mysteries as nothing more than a weapon with which to sneer at your opponents intellectually, I won't let you ever speak of them again.
Battler?
I present a truth that conflicts with yours. Aunt Natsuhi was threatened by a phone call over the internal line made by the man from 19 years ago, me. His goal was to make Aunt Natsuhi look like a murderer. From the beginning, this has all been a drama of revenge, intent on framing Aunt Natsuhi.
That's wrong. It's a drama of revenge against the Ushinomiya family planned by Natsuhi. Your theory outright opposes mine.
Can you still not pull out the blue spear that's sticking through you?
Yep, good point. Erika, you haven't given me a single way for the corpses to disappear that doesn't involve Kinzo. Your theory is being denied as I speak. Tick-tock. This spear's just... You paperweights. Get out of my way.
The deeply piercing blue spear and the 7 red stakes tormented her theory. They won't come out. They won't come out. I acknowledge the mistakes in Erika's reasoning and the need for revision.
What the... My master!
Watching Erika's face contort with pain as she struggled to escape from the spear, Berncastle declared this with a disgusted expression. For all intents and purposes, it was as if Berncastle had acknowledged Erika's defeat herself. With eyes of shock and despair, Erika looked up at the master who no longer had any confidence in her victory. I don't give a damn about your pride. How long do you intend to shame yourself like that? You, my double, who's been granted the same blue hair as me. How long do you intend to hang there, pierced through like that? Do I really have to descend myself? I've changed my mind. Having a peace is a waste of time. What a pain. What a pain. What a total pain. Who needs a peace? I should just get rid of it. What a terrible, regretful, discouraging, disappointed, misguided mistake.
Get on with it, you filth. Didn't I tell you to revise your pathetic attempt at reasoning? Yes, my master. I'll revise it. I'll revise my theory.
As Erika's face twisted in humiliation and tears streamed from her eyes, she withdrew and revised her own theory in accordance with her master's order. Mumbling quietly, she made various revisions with the blue truth, had them acknowledged by Lambda Delta, and finally had the blue spear smashed and was freed. Though that blue truth did indeed explain how the bodies had disappeared, it was truly shabby reasoning that reeked of desperation. Bye, Erika.
My master. I've taken it out. My theory is perfect.
Are you kidding me? It's woefully pathetic.
But I'll forgive you. Because your face and your theory are both so shameful it's funny. Erica was taunted by her master, who wore an ugly expression. She thrashed about on the floor, crying bitter tears. The wounded Lenore stepped out before her, as though shielding her, and she spoke to Berncastle, as well as Battler. Regardless of how shabby it might be, Lady Erica's revised truth is valid. Yeah, that's right. Regardless of my truth, yours can exist at the same time. That's what this world is like. No one can disprove them, so even if there are various truths, and even if they contradict each other wildly, they can exist at the same time. Here, as many truths exist as you can imagine. No one can unilaterally deny them. Yes, that is true. I will not allow anyone to deny Lady Erica's truth. Lenore. As long as I am here, I will protect that truth. No matter how shabby it might be, I will not laugh at that truth. The words of Lenore, whom Erica had previously looked down upon, led Erica to once again thrash about on the floor, sobbing. And because no unique truth exists, everything is covered in darkness. Therefore, although both my theory and Erica's are impossible to deny, neither is a single truth. They are uncertain things, neither of which can be denied, and neither of which is absolute. And as long as there's no definite answer, the witch illusion still exists. It isn't Erica who's allowed to expose that, and it isn't any of the rest of you either. It's me alone. I won't let anyone expose Beatrice's illusion except me.
The verdict is revised. Because of the truth presented by Ushinomiya Battler, Erica's truth is no longer unique. However, Erica's truth is impossible to disprove. Therefore, both of their truths exist together. The conclusion of the fifth game is rescinded. The game goes back to being even. And I transfer the position of Game Master from myself to the Golden Sorcerer, Ushinomiya Battler. Ushinomiya Battler, step forward. I appoint you as the new Game Master. Will you accept? You will, right? Do it, you new Endless Witch.
Yeah, I'm the new Game Master. I'll weave the sixth game. Erica, let's settle things for good this time. Stand up.
Yes, you bet I'll stand. You will rule, giving me a chance to recover from this humiliation. My master, please give me an opportunity to fight with Battler again in the sixth game.
Sure. Of course I'll give you a chance.
Wow, incredible. For you to give someone a chance. Isn't this a miracle? Witch of Miracles, Berncastle?
Erica, you've miraculously managed to escape with your life. In the sixth game, Balor's game, you had better expose the truth no matter what. Unless you want to be tossed aside into the darkness of oblivion.
Yes, my master. Delano.
Of course. I will give it my all in the next game as well.
I won't pretend to be a guest any longer. Together with Delanor, I'll tear your game to bits.
Sure. I'll invite you to my sixth game.
Sorry, but that title of yours, Checkmate of the, isn't cutting it.
It's your game. You can decide the name yourself. Just bring it on. I, Fururo Erika, am a detective before I am a witch. I acknowledge you as the new master of this game, and I declare war. I swear I'll expose everything you tried to hide. I'll kill you. Golden Sorcerer, Ushinomiya Battler.
Yeah, come at me with all you've got. Fururo Erika. Just watch, Beato. I'll take charge of your game. And in this next game, I'll prove that I completely understand all of your riddles. Sorry, just rocking out. Sorry about the auto mod. So there you have it, I think. Yeah, that's that wraps it up for episode 5. It is starting to come together. And this is not the song, no, but it's a pretty good song. Gosh, okay. So what I'm gonna do, like I always do when we do a double episode, I'm gonna wrap this up for the VOD and then throw the break screen up real quick and then pretend that I'm starting a new stream. And thank you for summoning the butterfly cat. I will also drink some water. I can't save at the moment because the game has been finished. I'm glad you enjoyed the butterfly. I worked hard on that. It was fun to work on, but not easy. All right, I've updated the I should have left this for later. I've updated our content warnings for next time. It's gonna be yeah, well, you'll see. Anyway, yeah, episode 5 is one of my favorites, which I think I'm kind of in the minority when it comes to that. It's part because I love Natsuhi a lot, and you know, she's in this a lot, she gets a lot of focus, and it's also because, yeah, last episode, you know, you had that line, and then I knew. Since I played this, that has been just sort of like embedded into my brain. Like that I was thinking of that line when I was first starting to do these streams, like what if I get to that one day? And here we are. So that's crazy. So thank you all for being on this journey with me. Yeah, so for the VOD squad, that wraps up episode, arc 5, I should say. End of the Golden Witch. And next time, we will be starting on arc 6, Dawn of the Golden Witch. So yeah, thank you for watching, and have a great one, and see you on the next, in the next arc. Okay, bye-bye.